All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Gentleman's Bureau. Once again, you have Mark Rowe and Jedediah Barnes. Yes, thank you to everybody that just cheered. And it's going to be another Jed and Mark show because summer's long, it's fun, it's hot, everybody's getting wet, having a good time. So,
Dude, when you can't
unfortunately,
say
they
Jed
don't.
and Mark show, dude. You can't say that. It's just like, welcome back to the Jed and Mark show. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That just popped up when you said Jed and Mark show. I was like, I'm just picturing like somebody from the '90s trying to make a kids show that's relevant. And you're like, yep, everybody's getting wet, and I was like, yep, welcome back to the '90s.
Exactly. We talked about it last time. 90s were pretty cool.
Dude, did you ever see the Nickelodeon building?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I'm gonna put up a picture of the Nickelodeon building when it was like when Nickelodeon was popping off, when Nickelodeon was great. I'm talking like uh Rocket Squad or whatever that show was.
Team Rocket
Team
Force.
Rocket, it was Team Rocket Force with the skateboarder kids and all that shit. When they had that, when they had Billy and Mandy, when they had fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm probably mixing up Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, but like
I think
you
so.
know, back in the old days when Nickelodeon was good. So here's a picture of the building then. Here's a picture of the building now. As you can see, wow, big change. Went from cool 90s kids show to why is everybody wearing black suits with white ties? This doesn't make any sense. When do we all get serious? It's like literally like the building goes from like that bright slime green color to just white and tan with like black windows.
Eesh.
It goes from kids show to like The Office, and I don't mean like
Oh,
The Office. I just mean like an office.
an office. Ooh, that's not fun. That that's like the last place you want to adult is a kids programming network, right? Like
Right?
keep it fun, keep it lighthearted the whole time because I think that's what you're gonna. That atmosphere is gonna produce a lot of wholesome like entertainment
Yeah.
for like kids and everything, and you gotta keep it in that vibe so you can have like the best product for your consumers and stuff like that. I feel like making it the big scary office looking building, not scary, I don't know what I was going with scary, but maybe to kids, it's like, ooh, it's
You
this is
know,
where businessmen go and do business things. And
right? And I mean, there's like the thing about being scary is like, dude, it could be scary. I mean, heck, you see any building at like night during a violent like windy rainstorm with like lightning going on. I don't care what that building looks like during the day. That's scary all of a sudden.
unless it's lime green
Yeah,
slime
unless it
color,
looks like
yeah.
Nickelodeon did back in the day. But like any like normal building, you're like, does Count Dracula live there? Is he going to come
Exactly.
out and suck my blood? What's cool
uh,
is actually right around the corner. There's a house that's like gothic. Like the whole aesthetic is gothic, and it's just like it has those kind of like Victorian, like late Victorian, like flutes on the eaves of the houses and stuff, and all the little accents are kind of like old Victorian kind of style, but then it's just black.
oh,
It's just black and dark gray. I mean, it looks good. It looks like it's well done. I mean, it could probably use a coat of paint and like a little bit of fixing up, but like for the most part, it looks good and it's well done. But like, it's just I don't want to be walking by it on a spooky night like that.
oh, yeah, that'd be a little scary. Halloween, whenever that's in the air, and then like everything gets a little spooky. It starts to get cold. And you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
uh, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think it was back in the '90s? Like, mandatory skateboard in the hallway.
Right?
Fucking everybody had to wear like bright colored t-shirts. That was dress code policy.
You
And
must be wearing Heelys at all times.
exactly. That would, and then now it's like we ride our segways to work. Um, all your ties and suits must color coordinate and with white or black.
If we see a single wrinkle, you will be terminated, effective immediately.
Cufflinks are required.
Yeah.
It's like
Man, I do love some cufflinks though. But anyway,
they're like
uh,
gold and they say Nickelodeon.Inc. in like just bold black
well,
letters.
if they were cool about it, it would be the Nickelodeon Splash.
Exactly.
Remember that old orange Splash? That'd be a cool cufflink too. Okay. Um, but no, like instead of office chairs, they just have beanbags back in the '90s.
Exactly.
Like,
That would
hey,
be
hey,
dope.
boss, I'm getting really bad lumbar support. I can't really type very well. It's like, yeah, man, but beanbags are fun.
What would be another another good one? Yeah, and you're running around with that marshmallow gun. Just could you not shoot me in the head. I'm really working on this last episode writing. Like, just need to get this done. I wish I could, but Marshmallow Mania this weekend.
Faster, 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 faster. Andale. That's Spanish for faster. I don't know if Nickelodeon door or not, but fuck it.
See, that'd be too good, man. We need bring the old Nickelodeon back, harassing people with marshmallow guns,
Yeah.
fun colored buildings,
Oh, hey, boss,
skateboard
we have a
lessons.
huge rat problem. I can't imagine why. It's like, well, they seem to be like picking up all those marshmallows you shot around the office last week.
I think an intern just graduated to like management level. He straightened some stuff up. Now he's up in the higher ups, and he's like, I just wanted a nice working environment. Now I got one. He's ruined all of Nickelodeon.
Right? Right? Like he was just like in a bad mood during his Nickelodeon early days, and he's like, I need to fix this. And now
Oh,
he's like, what have I done?
if only, if only
Hey, man. Hey,
he would have
man.
had a
I
better time.
I love thinking about like movie quotes that are actually like good advice and like really meaningful like quotes. One of my favorite ones is it's from Batman. The Dark Knight.
Okay.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Oh,
And I'm like,
that
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. That's a big one. It's deep.
damn.
It's deep like Batman's voice.
He just he loses his voice and he's like all hoarse or something. Why did they
I
make
don't
him
know.
sound?
I think it was just him trying to like cover his voice so people couldn't be like, "Hey man, you sound a lot like Bruce Wayne."
No, I
Like
don't.
I was just talking to Bruce Wayne the other day. You sound a lot like him.
Uh,
No, I don't. This is how I talk. Hey, that's not you were talking a second ago, Bruce. But no,
so,
what was interesting was in college I met this guy who got a fucked up tracheotomy when he was younger. So he always talks like this naturally because they fucked up his vocal cords when they did this tracheotomy. And I was like, damn. I mean, shitty that it happened, but at the same time, you're Batman. He's like, yeah, it's a small consolation, I guess.
yeah, there was
But
a
like, yeah, it's weird.
yeah, there was a kid. I say kid. He was like a senior whenever I was a freshman in high school. That was like that, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid?" He it didn't help though. Like he smoked a pack of cigarettes a day, and I was like after school you just smoke all day. Like that's a lot of smoking. But Yeah, I was thrown back. His voice was so, you know. So I was kind of creeped out by it. I was like, that makes me like sick to hear that all the time. It must really, really suck for him.
Yeah, I know sometimes it can actually like be painful. So like you just a lot of times people with like those kind of problems they just don't talk a lot because it just as much as it hurts us to try to do it, it hurts them even more to actually just talk normally like
Just
that.
live that way.
Yeah. Baby, I was born this way.
Ouch.
Yeah. So you know this. I'm a huge Minecraft fan. I've loved Minecraft forever. I'll always play it. But it's kind of ruined me because like there's a number of songs that people made like Minecraft parodies of, and now I hear the songs like "Viva La Vida" by Coldplay. That's one of them. "Born This Way" by Lady Gaga. That's another one. "TNT" by Usher. That's another one. It's like I just think of the Minecraft parodies now. I don't even think of the original songs anymore.
Oh Jesus. So, God, what did I remember whenever those started coming out. I was younger. Uh, Minecraft's been out forever. God,
Yeah, dude, and it's still coming out. It's one of the only
all
games
the
that you don't have
updates
to
and stuff.
continually pay for for the updates. It's just the same game. And after you buy it once, you just have it forever, and you get all the updates for free. And then there's a huge community that mods it, so you can add other stuff to the game that the creators haven't exactly added.
Hmm. And then like Minecraft, it's kind of like build your own game, right? For the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can play online in like competitive stuff. You can play solo by yourself and just kind of survive. You can play creative and just build. You can play adventure maps that people make where they go in and they build stuff and then they put like a quest in it with like books and non-player characters that are programmed and stuff, and you just run along and solve a mystery or rescue a princess or something, whatever. So there's like 1,000 million different ways to play, which would be a billion, by the way.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I think I should get on that, like just to check it out.
Yeah,
I've played a
come
couple
play
times
Minecraft with me. Come play Minecraft with me. Yes, 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 yeah.
on Twitch.
Yeah, man. I need people to come play on Twitch with me.
That'd be fun. Yeah, if I'm thinking about getting a new laptop because I told you like this one's
You,
getting kind of old that I'm on.
yeah, you also need to get one that's in English so you can actually understand what the buttons say.
Uh, there's only like half the buttons I don't understand.
Yeah, well, if they were in English, you'd understand like 85% of them.
Oh yeah, probably. Like who uses an alt button? What is that all about? I don't even know.
Well, it's useful a number of different times. For instance, when you're typing certain characters, like for German class, you'd be like Alt
Oh,
225 or like Alt 128 or like Alt 159, and like there's a whole bunch of special characters that you use
umlauts
Alt
and
for.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also for like my keyboard, because I have different functions stacked on top of each other, I use Alt to differentiate between like what mode my key press is in. So
I
kind
see.
of like Shift going from lowercase to uppercase.
Yeah.
Alt can help me go from like F3 to uh, calculator.
Calculator.
I think that's what that one is here. Let me Alt F3. What did it do? What did it do? Didn't do anything.
Oh, what's
Let me
alt
just press
225?
Alt 225. Let's find out. Chat. I want to say it's an S set, but I could be wrong. It is an S set, so it's the B that in German makes the sound.
Yeah, that's a very strange letter. I like how they have another like an extra letter than us. It's like, oh,
I mean,
like
they
umlauts
kind of
are
have like 5 or 6, but most of them are just umlauts on top
yeah.
of vowels. But yeah, the S set's just totally different.
Well,
and then it
people
looks
will
like a
take like
B.
yeah.
Like what?
Well, people will take like an umlaut instead of like putting an umlaut. They'll put like what is it? For instance, UE or something like that, and that's supposed to represent an
Yeah.
umlaut as well.
Yeah, and that's just them kind of like combining phonetics and like regular, writing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like I know that there's those shortcuts built in. I don't know them all by heart, but I also know that I can Google them to find out. So, a lot of people don't even know that those exist on your like a normal keyboard setup. So,
Yeah.
yeah. What's
That's
also nice that I'm realizing now is like a lot of those shortcuts that we used in like, junior high, like, control Z to undo stuff and like, control all this other stuff, control C, control X.
yeah.
I always thought those were like Microsoft app based, like Docs, Microsoft Sheets, like those kind of things. I didn't realize it's just all of Windows.
Oh.
Like if you're on a Windows operating system, those are the shortcuts for Windows. And then
Nice.
these companies just make their apps also run on those same shortcuts, so that you have a more seamless experience. And that's all just stuff that I learned when I actually started getting into like computer programming and just learning about how computers work.
Oh, damn, dude. That's
Which
cool.
reminds me.
I mean, I like using a computer. I don't like working with a computer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just find it's easier to use things when you know more about them.
That's true. I feel like I've never had a competent computer like class. I had like in junior high whenever we started. I guess we started with computers in elementary school, but then like we were pulling out floppy disks and we were like, "This is the future," and it's so
Nope.
outdated. It's like, well, what the fuck is the point of that? I guess typing was like the only good thing that we learned in computer class because it like that doesn't change for the most part.
Yeah, my typing is still bad.
Nah, I can get like if I was to do it right now, I'm probably sitting at like 20 words a minute, something like that.
Yeah, I'm like
But
30 words a minute, but I want you to understand that's not normal anymore. That is slow these days.
oh no, I figured that was kind of slow. But I think at the high end, I was probably like 30, 40 maybe at the most. But that was like end of high school. I think I was about 40 words a minute.
Yeah, 100% accuracy. I think I topped out at like 45 in high school. But I mean, if I'm just throwing accuracy to the wind, I could probably get to 70. It'd be really hard to read because there's going to be a lot of letters in there that aren't supposed to be there, but 70
Yeah, I was
words.
going with 100% accuracy. So yeah,
Yeah, which is what I always do. So I always end up taking so much longer because I'm backspacing so much
yeah,
to fix my mistakes. But then I learned in college a lot of times it's better just to blaze through it and then just go back with spell check and be like, yep, 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 change that, change that, change that, change that.
yeah.
Yeah, just fix this whole thing for me. Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, especially like now because they have computers recognize your typing pattern and
Yep.
like the way like the more you type on a computer or the more you write papers and essays, like they know what words you want to use as
Yeah.
well. So if you misspell it, they'll autocorrect everything for you
Yeah.
as you go, which is
And they
awesome.
recognize your mistakes. So like if you're always typing and you constantly type words that need a C and you end up throwing in a V because you're just missing the key, it'll
Yeah.
recognize that you've been hitting V instead of C a lot, and it'll just change that a lot for you even if it doesn't know exactly what word you want to use,
Hmm.
because it'll recognize the mistake too. So it's really cool. And like Grammarly is one that I use a lot, and it helps me a lot too because it'll also help you with like, hey, this is a run-on sentence. I want to move some stuff around a little bit. Hey, this using like a lot of modifiers here. You might want to just clean that up.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's just cool that yeah, we're having this crazy technology boom of like software, which is so cool.
Yeah, like just in our lifetime, look how much it's changed and how much it's changed like we can say like, look how much it's changed since we were born, and it's a huge, big deal. And then we could also say, well, look how much it's changed in the past 5 years. We just take
Yep.
that 5 year chunk. It's like, whoa.
I
What
think
in the
about
world?
this. The Xbox One is 6 years old.
Oof.
When it came out, like 1 terabyte was like you'd never need that much storage. But
Oh,
now, it's like, oh yeah, no, you need multiple terabytes.
yep.
Imagine telling like imagine telling somebody like with one of those old brick cell phones that probably had like, I don't know, probably like 128 megabytes of storage, just for a couple of phone numbers. Imagine telling them that you'll have a phone one day that can hold 64 gigabytes. Well, actually, no, you can get like 256 gigabytes in an iPhone now, easily, of storage for like games, pictures, movies, fucking, you know, your entire like life can be stored on these things now, and it fits in your pocket.
People would shit their pants. Well, nobody would believe you. They'd be like, "You're crazy. This
Yeah,
is the peak."
it's like go back to like just go back to Tesla and show him a portable battery. That'd be kind of cool. So like everybody always says like, oh yeah, let's go back in time and show like, somebody from the medieval times, this crazy like a cell phone. It's like they're not gonna know what that is. They're not gonna know enough about technology in general to know how impressive it is. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is fucking magic, and we're gonna burn you at the stake because there's no way you can bridge their gap to an iPhone. But like if you go back to Tesla, Nikola Tesla, and be like, hey, this is a battery made of lithium and ionized particles, and it stores electricity in my pocket. He wouldn't know exactly how you did it, but he would know enough about the basics that he'd be like, this is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Because he's storing stuff in like, big drums of like copper and zinc and like a lot of, acid that he synthesized or something. I don't know that much about Tesla. I need to know more about Tesla because he's an amazing figure of history, and he pretty much invented he just kind of discovered everything we know about electricity at large. Revolutionized it back in the day. And then he got, forgotten about, basically.
Didn't he want to
Because
make like electricity free?
Yep.
That was like a big thing. Everybody
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
talks
he
about
wanted
right now.
he was trying to figure out ways to freely generate electricity. And it's like, well, if we can just achieve freely obtained electricity, there's no reason to charge for it. We can just give it away. But now everybody wants to monetize everything because that's capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to places of like really high elevation, they literally sell like air in a can. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fucked up.
Spaceballs. You want to know what's really fucked up? Talking about capitalism. So lately, I've been seeing this stuff on like TikTok, iFunny. My friends have told me about it. So apparently, the government is sending farmers letters asking them to destroy their crops, saying that they'll pay twice as much as the crops are worth for you to just destroy them instead of harvest them.
Okay.
And they're asking people that mine oil to just dump it. And it's like, wow, we're seeing increased food prices, we're seeing increased oil prices. So why is the government paying farmers and oil people to just get rid of it? Like, don't we need more of it? Isn't that why the prices are up? Is because we're low? Don't we just? Why would we get? It's bullshit. It's all about control. They want to control their money. They want to control your food and your electricity,
That's crazy.
so that they control you.
Mm-hmm. That
And it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, if we go back to the Great Depression, whenever we were trying to pull people out of the depression, right?
Yeah.
They would go to farmers and say, like, okay, kill off all your cattle, and the farmer would be like, well, can I, like, you give me the money, I sell them anyways, and it's like, no, kill off all your cattle, we'll give you the money, and it was like to help, I guess, still get money to those farmers, right? But then the price would increase for the other cattle that weren't killed because there was still like a market for them. But then,
Uh-huh.
but then it's like, wait a second, our prices are already increasing. Our prices are already like way too high. So what is the point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. Doesn't make any fucking sense. But hey, maybe they've got an idea. Maybe they know something we don't. Why are there 3 billionaires trying to go to space all of a sudden?
That's so ridiculous. Like, what'd they say? Jeff Bezos was in space for 5 minutes or whatever. Why?
Something like that.
Why? What is the big deal with, like, we have other problems here on Earth? I think we should. Okay, don't get me wrong. I think space is the new thing, right?
Yeah.
Space is the new frontier. Leave that to Elon Musk. Jeff Bezos can go, you
Yeah,
know,
right?
help out. Not even like they say, like, feed the world or something like that. Like, it's not even that. Like, what if we just set up programs that taught, uh, farmers in Africa to be more than just self-sufficient farmers, like
Yeah. Right.
self-sustaining farmers? What if
Like
we
teaches
like
them like, advanced agricultural techniques,
exactly? Or what if
Yeah.
we tried to, you know, what they're doing in different like parts of the desert where they're trying to stop the desert from coming into fertile land.
Yeah.
What if we put our money towards that, like really push back that, and we get more land for agriculture, for wildlife, all those kind of things, like things that we really need. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not going to solve our problems to go somewhere else. I don't think. Not to,
Nope.
because then we just destroy another place.
Yeah, exactly. We have to learn how to take care of a place better. And just for anybody out there that doesn't like understand, like, why Elon Musk gets the pass. Elon Musk is flying by the seat of his pants with money he's fundraising from like a bunch of different companies with the idea that, not only does he want to save the earth with his solar energy and electric cars and shit, but he's also trying to get us a place to go if it is already too late for the earth. Whereas Bezos and Branson, they're literally like, yeah, I want to make space commercialized so I can charge people to go there. Right?
Yeah,
Like Elon's company, the money that goes into that is going toward like getting us to Mars and other shit. Bezos and Branson, the money that goes into that is going into their fucking pockets.
yep.
It's not going to save
They're
the
also
world.
just
It's not
taking
going to get us to the
trips.
next one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just taking trips. They're not like, it's not a new frontier exploration. It's not world building. It's not anything like that. It's literally
There's
like,
no science going on.
yeah, it's literally just like, let's put people in space for a little while and bring them back to Earth afterwards. Like, that's it.
And charge them a boatload of money at the same time.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's, hey, if it's their money, whatever. They can do what they want with it.
Exactly, but at the same time, I just wish maybe because I see these problems, like, they're kind of more prevalent in my news and circles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe if I had that kind of money, those were the things I'd be focused on, rather than seeing if I could touch the moon. You know?
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. If I had their kind of money, I wouldn't. I would never allow myself to get to that level of money just stored.
Well, maybe you'll. If you had that kind of money, like I feel like living would take on a whole new meaning.
Dude, I would never be at home. I would literally spend like $1 billion to make a fucking awesome castle, fortress, underground bunker combination masterpiece. And then I would never be there because I'd always be traveling. I'd always be doing something. I'd, you know,
10
I'd be
girlfriends.
doing, no.
You
Now, if I got rich,
could afford it though.
I'd probably become celibate, dude.
Oh yeah,
More
you'd probably
celibate.
have
Be like,
people
no.
coming out the woodworks.
Be like, no. No one talk to me.
Leave me. Coming. What's the guy from A Christmas Carol? What's that guy? Scrooge. He's just
Ebenezer Scrooge.
there you go. Be a Scrooge.
But no, like I'd be spending it on college grants and shit for students. I'd be spending it on making like we talked about a couple episodes ago, making that factory outside of Buda for the lifting up that community. You know,
Yeah, I'd
I might
definitely be trying to
I
lift
might
up my own communities for
right. I
sure.
might throw some money at Kiwani to see if we can get a little bit of the meth out of there. Maybe.
I think these towns, right? I mean, we talked about it before. These towns, all they need is like more unskilled labor, or yeah, unskilled labor jobs, because there's just too many people that
Aren't doing anything.
can't afford to go to school, things like that, and they just aren't doing anything, so they need work, and that would pull them out of at least at least curb the crime rate.
A little bit, yeah.
But
Dude,
before we
I don't
get
know.
back into that, we don't need to talk about that again. Everybody, just go to last week. I think that was what was that, episode 43?
I think it was
Pop,
43.
yeah,
Could
pop
be.
that up. Watch that. You'll have a good laugh, and you'll understand what we're talking about. We got we got the solutions, maybe, for a lot of problems.
And the thing is about a lot of these, every time there's always somebody that's like, okay, whole complete thought now. So usually when you bring up something about these billionaires not using their money to better the world, there's always somebody out there that's like, well, yeah, but like, what are you doing? And it's like, well, it's a big difference. I am trying to keep myself alive and kind of failing at it sometimes. These people don't have any concern about getting their bills paid. They don't really need to go to work anymore. They just make money passively when they're sitting by the pool or sleeping. They're just making money. So they can dedicate more of their time to thinking about how they can solve these problems. They can dedicate more of their time to just donating their time to go and help things. I mean, people donate all the time to like those mega churches, right? And that's how they make the revenue, by donations.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you could literally just spend your days as a reclusive billionaire who's pretty much spent all of his money on, humanitarian efforts, just going places and being like, hey, I'm here helping. And if you want to help, but don't have the time to come out, send them some money so we can get more lumber to build new schools. We can get more drilling equipment to make better wells. We can get new plows to irrigate this land better. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like there's so many ways that these like top 1% could be helping that they're literally just not.
Yeah. We got our cats. I have cats. I don't know if anybody knows, but
Yeah, we've seen your cats like a lot.
yeah. But we got our cats one of those like water bowls that like just keeps on circulating the water and like filters it, so hair or dust or whatever like doesn't get caught up in it.
That's nice. You treat your cats well.
I like them. They're cool. They just chill out. They like to get in between my legs and sleep whenever I'm sleeping. It's weird.
My dog
They
used to
like,
do that a lot.
yeah, they they'll like sleep by the top of my head or something. I'm like, what the hell? But they're cool. They like to hang out, cuddle with me and shit. So I like that. So they deserve a nice water dish, I think. But it was getting low on water, and it starts to make like this rumbling sound. And my cat did not like that, so he just punched the shit out of it, and then like knocked it over, and it just got even louder. So I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go take care of this." Sorry. Yeah, we were talking about the millionaires, billionaires. Not
Top
really
1%.
top.
Champagne
Okay,
glass.
so yeah, top 1%, born with a golden spork in their mouth, right?
I
Or
believe the
well, not really
expression is
actually.
silver spoon in their mouth, but yeah, I mean the thing here is Branson was actually, he was a businessman. He worked hard to get where he got. I mean, same thing with Bezos, I mean, at least originally, he started in his freaking garage, and I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. Just saying, you could be the
they did work hard. We
they
can't
did
say.
work hard, but like most of the money that they got probably came from after they worked hard, exploiting other people's hard work. But I mean, hey, I can't attest to that. I
That's
don't know
also a
too much
businessman.
about Virgin Galactic or whatever his businesses. Virgin Mobile. I used to have Virgin Mobile actually.
Virgin Mobile,
So
Virgin Airlines, Virgin, pretty much anything with Virgin
yeah,
in it.
his new one is Virgin Galactic. That's his one that's going to be uh,
Space.
space flights. But I think, and I think he's actually going one step further and in a totally different direction than Bezos. So Bezos is just doing, it's just doing up, down, boom. You had 5 minutes and zero G. That's what you paid for. I think what Branson's doing with Virgin Galactic is more like destination flights. Like a commercial airline, but instead of 2.5 hours to go from O'Hare to Denver, you spend like 30 minutes and you actually get into outer space
Hmm.
during the flight,
Damn.
is what I think he's going for with his thing. And he's not going for a rocket. He's going for a plane with a rocket on it. So, you kind of just cruise up like a normal plane and then you just tilt up and fire the rocket for the last little push.
Damn. That sounds so dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Well,
So, I mean,
how
we
you were
could think
saying?
about
Oh,
this.
sorry.
Sorry, dude. I just had it was a good
And
thought. It's a good thought
yeah,
that I
that's a
just
good
had.
thought.
So,
Yeah, you go right ahead.
um, what is good was like we're talking about how these guys are kind of like not contributing with their money and their riches, and they're just trying to make more money. What we could look at it is as what they find out with these reusable rockets and like planes with rockets on them. It could be beneficial when we try to make a more available system. So like you can have your own plane that goes into outer space. So it could be beneficial like further down the road for that. We'll already have a little chunk of research done to get started with. But other than that, there's people fucking starving. There's veterans that are homeless. What the fuck, guys?
Exactly. Uh, but at the same time, you were talking about how, like, oh, I'm taking care of myself, like I'm surviving. They don't have to worry about that, so they should be doing more. But I get it. Like, it sounds good whenever you say that. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, you could be doing something. Like, you could adopt a highway. Just go clean a highway every once in a while. That helps. That's helping. Like, you know,
You know
control
what?
the pollution problem.
You
You
know what,
know,
Mark?
I teach English. I
You
think
do.
that helps the kids. That builds a future. We go out every once in a while. They do beach cleanups. That really helps everything.
You know
We could
why
be
I don't
doing like
adopt?
small stuff.
You know why I don't adopt a highway, Mark?
Um, why?
Because the simple solution to keeping our highways clean is for assholes to stop throwing shit outside of their cars.
Yeah. that
Like,
that's
like we need people to go pick up stuff on the highways. Why don't we just get more people to not throw shit on the highways?
yeah.
And that's a
I
classic problem that's always come that we've talked about before. Too many times people address the symptom and not the actual problem. The symptom is trash on the highways. The problem is assholes throwing garbage out. Okay, stop. It's bad. Just throw it on your floorboards and scoop it all up the next time you're at a gas station. They always have garbage cans by the pumps at gas stations.
yeah.
That's what it's for. That's why it's there. Not the highways. Also, we have America. We still have prison gangs, and I don't mean like gangs within prisons. I mean like we have those too, but we also just have like they'll have people on like like with like misdemeanor kind of crimes, like non-violent crimes. They'd be like, yeah, I'll do some extra work, try to commute my sentence a little bit, and they'll just go out and clean the highways, which I think is cool.
I think they should have more of that. I don't think they have enough of that.
Yeah, I think the
Not
biggest problem with the prison system is that they don't, they'll teach them stuff, but they don't teach them about just being better people as much as we need them to.
yeah. Well, that's what the whole thing whenever they were reforming prisons, like they used to be a lot better, and like people could go to prison and really change because they could get educated, they could get some sort of experience in a field. They would get hands-on experience at the prison working with electricity or something like that, and then they'd come out and they could do an apprenticeship under somebody as an electrician, and you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
There's it's all for the profits, and isn't that's because we privatized our prisons, I want to say. Yeah, that's the
Those programs cost money. Yeah, man. Dude, it's just I don't know. There's too many problems in the world these days. Like we've let the whole system has been rotted. It's like when you want to clean a house. Like when you want to clean like an old house, it's got everything's wrong with it. The pipes need to be replaced. The walls are rotted, down to the studs. Like this whole house needs to be replaced, but for some reason, you can't just tear it all down. You have to fix and clean it, the whole thing. Where the fuck do you even start?
well, I I think it's not that bad. I get what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of systems that are bad. Maybe we do need to replace the plumbing, healthcare. Maybe we do need to replace the prison system roof, or something like that. But a lot of things can be
Come on, prison system. That's obviously the cellar, dude. The dungeons. Come on.
okay. We need a new foundation education. All right.
There you go. That's a good one.
All right. I think if we start taking care of these things, we don't have. It's not like a lot of these people that go out and protest. They're like tear it all down, and then they have no idea what to do next. It's like, okay, this isn't working anymore. How can we improve it? Let's actually sit down and think about it. And we don't have to go through and do everything right away. Like let's change our education system. Let's structure it different. Let's try to build better people, better educated people through the schools, right? And by doing that, maybe that's going to take care of, the mold problem that's occurring in the cellar. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those things, you know, those things will build on top of each other. And you replace a couple things, you have brand new house. We have a brand new system. We have, it may not even be, you know, everything's changed, but enough changed that it improved everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
We try to do a lot of house analogies. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we should talk about what I'm about to talk about on the podcast or not. You're gonna have to let me know. I
All
might
right,
have to
we'll
cut
see.
this part out. But have you ever heard of YouTube University?
No, I've never heard that.
So it's basically just like a joke about like when you need to like learn something or figure something out. You don't have time to like really look it up. You just kind of YouTube it. Like, oh, how do I change the headlight on this kind of car? And you just hope that somebody's made a video about it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen.
YouTube University.
That's
But
how I
like,
learned how to like fix a flat tire, like with those little kits. Yeah, that's
oh
like
yeah, yeah, there
one of
you
the
go.
first things.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can learn how to do on YouTube. But what if you actually like made a channel that partnered with other channels and like made a collection of, hey, search in here what you want to learn, and we'll direct you to a video that we have selected as like factual and like good learning material, and have it on like get like a bunch of like teachers to actually like make videos about math and English and other languages and shit, and just make an online resource that's always available for everybody for free.
Yeah,
Should we do that?
I I think there should be like. Damn, wait a second. Isn't that kind of like what Wikipedia is? I guess they don't go
No,
that extensive.
no, not really.
Not really. Oh. Well, but it's like education. I guess it's not teaching you how to. All right, you have a better idea than what I was thinking. Yeah, it's smart. I think it's really good idea. Maybe we should do that. We should be promoting things like that well as well.
Yeah, dude. You know what? We should look into like making it a new like a new website, right? And then we'll just put in links to because like I know that I had a couple teachers that had YouTube channels where they would put up lesson plans when they like couldn't be at class or something, and they wanted to give you like an explanation of like how to do the homework or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know that there's probably other teachers that have already done this, and I'm just I think it'd be really cool. And like we kind of touched on it with that the history idea that I was like just make like a bunch of different groups all over the world that take in history, fact check it, make sure it's reliable, and then just add it to a timeline.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about that. That
Yeah,
that would build on itself and everything.
it would build on
Smart.
itself. And what starts off as a current history of what's happening in the last week eventually becomes a very accurate history of what's happened for the last 20 years. And it builds on the cryptocurrency idea of blockchains, which is where I got the idea to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like I mean, it's like the biggest. So like it's what makes us the better race is our ability to store knowledge and share knowledge. The Library of Alexandria.
Race is
If that
probably not the best word to use on that one.
what?
Human race?
Yeah.
Is that where you're going with? Okay. You just said the better race. I was like, where are we going here, buddy?
Species. I guess I should say species.
Yes, the better
What makes us the
species.
superior species, I suppose. Yeah. Way to make that weird, Mark. Fuck. Anyway, what makes us the superior species, life form on this planet, is our ability to collect and share knowledge. The Library of Alexandria, if that had not been completely destroyed, losing 2,000 years of knowledge, we would probably be a lot more advanced than we are now. So if we could make something with like enough backups to ensure that it lasts beyond whatever could possibly end us, then we'd have a starting point.
I
And like
see.
we've already done stuff like this. So Stonehenge was actually something like this because it aligns with like constellations and certain events in history and stuff. But there's also in more recent times something that we've like really know about because we did it was there's a pillar in I think Georgia that's like it's like a time it's like a sundial, a sun calendar, and a bunch of other stuff, and like it also describes how to rebuild a society in like 4 different languages.
Really?
Yeah, so the idea is that it's a small collection of knowledge to get us back to where we are now, so we can continue to advance. But like, I just think that we should really start to. We need somebody, and it might need to be us, Mark. It might need to be us that makes an accurate description of what's going on today, and we do that every day, like an accurate journal all around the world, a bunch of different teams collecting this data. What happened today that was important, and we just file it day by day by day by day. And
That's
then
smart.
after we've got this data collected, we also have teams that go back and research different events from the past and add those to the timeline and another team that makes collections. So you can view all the wars, you can view all the religious events, you can review, everything you want. We need a collection, a place to go with all of humans' knowledge of our events. The timeline will be one section.
Yep.
We'll have a section on basic mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
sections on basic farming, and then we have advanced sections on like engineering, and then aerospace, molecular, quantum. Fuck, who knows? But it'll be easier to start before we have too much.
True. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's something to think about. Like,
See, that's what I'd be spending my billions of dollars on if I was Bezos or
yeah,
Branson.
that
Something
would be
like that.
your project, huh? That's awesome. That's really cool. And with like having these accurate depictions of events, history, scientific breakthroughs of everything like that, or even just research studies, not even they don't have to be breakthroughs. They just be like these
Yeah.
experiments.
It would be more communication. Because now if you want to learn something about like hydrolysis or like how to make a hydrogen generator, you can find more you can more easily find documentation of people who've come before you and tried to do this stuff in the past. You can even find videos of people doing it online
Mm-hmm.
and then look at what they've done and be like, well, I'm going to do things differently because of what I have and what I'm hoping to achieve. And it would just I just think having something like that would help us advance in the future because we'd have less do-overs. We'd have less misconceptions. We'd have less fake news.
Oh yeah, for sure. We would if it was all firsthand accounts too, whenever it came to a lot of those things, like we wouldn't be biased or we just report facts or facts or facts,
Yeah.
and just leave it as that. And it doesn't that would open a lot of people's eyes, open the world up, and advance us as a planet, not just as like
A
this
country.
place, that place. Yeah.
Or more accurately, not even a country anymore, a company
Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
is what
But
we're like everybody's focusing on now. Like, oh, my company needs to be the best. Like, oh no, because we're not gonna achieve light speed as a company. I guarantee you that, Mark. We will
yeah,
achieve light speed if and only if we learn to actually work together. I mean, think about it. We have almost 8 billion people on this planet at this point, and how many of them are actively working together?
true story, man. Oh my God, it's people are so divided, so divided. Your neighbors, it's different for us because we come from a small place where everybody knows everybody. But
Yeah.
we both now live in, big urban places, and it's like I don't really know my neighbors. Like I say hi to them, like, and that's more
Yeah.
than most people do. I know their
Yep.
faces. Like I've talked to them a handful of times. That's way more than other people ever do back
Yep.
home. Back home, we'd share a beer, um, say hi at a barbecue, get a sandwich or something, and really know, and like, oh, that's Billy Jr. That's my neighbor's son, or that's the guy across town's son,
Right.
and me and his dad go fishing every once in a while together. We're really not friends, but we meet up over there and we help each other out. The good spots at the lake.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. I just
And that's so if we had more communication like that, see, just those little things like, oh, I'll tell him where the good spots are for me, and he'll tell me where the good spots are for him at the lake. And those little communications built built so much more for just that small town. Imagine that on a big scale, like you were saying. Yeah, like, oh, I'll tell them how to make, cold fusion, and then they'll teach me how to, I don't know, better equipped cold fusion to making some sort of energy. That's the thing
right.
about cold fusion. We're not good at turning that into anything, but we can get cold fusion.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I think that a lot of the humanity has been taken out of humanity, and it's sad because at the end of the day, we really only got each other.
Deep.
So like, why can't we all just get along and work together,
Why can't we
achieve
all just get
something?
along? Yeah, make a better future. You know what? Maybe that's the thing though. Like I get you want to like make money for your company and you want to build your company better, but what we're talking about is like above and beyond that. We still want like people to have companies, businesses, achieve something, build something. But at the same time, like I guess what we're talking about is like advancing everybody, you know, getting everybody to that end goal, which seems to always move, but you know,
That's the idea.
Jed, you got a twinkle in your eye for the future. I can see it.
Man, I don't even know, dude. It's just like the last big thing we strove for, 1969. Let's get to the moon. Let's beat Russia to the moon.
It's still a beat somebody mentality, but
I know, which is terrible, but that was like the last time the at least America was united under one goal.
true.
I mean, you guess you could say that after 2001, most of America was united on another goal, but not for advancement.
I bet there was some advances came out of that.
I'm
Probably like
sure
a
there
lot
was
of
some
drone
advances that came out of
technology.
it, but not the advancements we're looking for. Not the
Exactly.
ones that make us a better species.
Yeah, just the only one, right? The only people left. Woo, that's fun.
Uh, yeah, man. I don't know, dude. I just too many people can't think past basic survival that the world can't begin to advance.
You think
So
so?
I think that's the base issue is that there's too many people that have to worry too much about staying alive that we don't have enough people that can think about, you know, what's going on, what's going wrong, think about the future. I mean, if you got to spend your whole day thinking about right now, how could you possibly hope to plan for tomorrow?
Mm. But I also think that there's a lot of people that staying alive has changed a lot, and they think staying alive is also having a cell phone and also being
Yep.
able to get every weekend off and all these things.
Yep.
But that's a story for a different day.
Well, Mark, we've gone pretty deep in the last like 15 minutes of this episode. I think we should call it there. Maybe
Yeah,
something for the people to think about. Comment down below what you think the problem is, what you think the solution is, if you can. What would you do if you had $230 billion? How would you change the world? Or would you keep it all to yourself and just go to space every once in a while? Let us know down below. While you're at it, make sure you like this video so that we know you enjoyed yourselves while we were enjoying ourselves. And, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because it really helps us out. Really makes us feel good that you want to keep up with us and keep up to date with what's going on in our necks of the woods.
exactly. Peace, everybody. Love your neighbors.
Love your neighbors. Bye.
Subscribe.